A 6-alarm fire erupts in Gentilly. We're live at the scene with the latest on the blaze.
And a cream that works better than Regenerist. It's Wrinkle-Free Friday next. A 6-alarm fire consumes the evening skyline. Tonight, we're live on the scene.
She's accused of stealing more than $1 million from the government and for 10 years got away with it.
Will the weekend be another washout? Carl has the forecast.
And is a new anti-wrinkle cream 300 times stronger than Regenerist? It's Wrinkle-Free Friday.
Night Watch starts after the lottery.
Good evening and welcome to the Louisiana Lottery Show. Here are tonight's winning numbers. Visit the Louisiana Lottery Corporation website, www.louisianalottery.com. Thank you for tuning in and playing. Don't forget to pick up your tickets for tomorrow night's drawings. All drawings are witnessed by legislative auditors.
From WWL-TV, the spirit of Louisiana. This is Louisiana's news leader, Channel 4's Eyewitness News Night Watch.
Good evening, I'm Karen Swenson.
And I'm Mike Haas. Within minutes, it grew to 3 alarms and then to 6.
A massive fire erupted tonight in the Gentilly area, shutting down a part of the interstate. Josh McKelvin joins us now live in the 2800 block of Art Street with the latest. Josh.
Well, I can tell you right now, Karen, the pictures that you see behind me are absolutely nothing compared to the pictures that you saw only about an hour ago out here in this Gentilly neighborhood. This was certainly an enormous fire with heat so intense that some residents actually fled their homes for fear that the entire neighborhood was going to go up. Fortunately, that was not the case, but this was a fire that could be seen from miles away. And it took almost 100 firefighters almost 3 hours to get this blaze under control. For neighbors a quarter-mile away, it just sounded like disaster.
We were watching television. Next thing we knew, we heard an explosion, and I told my husband I thought it sounded like a train.
So it was a tank, a railroad car that had blown up. And if it did, we were going to try to get out of here because we didn't know what else would happen.
It wasn't a train, but an enormous fire. A little after 6:30, fire crews responded to a call of flames at a wood manufacturing warehouse off of I-10 and Franklin Avenue. And within a matter of minutes, the blaze reached 6 alarms.
As you can see, the place had a lot of combustible material. They had a lot of wood products, paint, lint, lacquer, and it created a great problem for us. They also had a lot of radiant heat which spread from building to building. So we were trying to catch up and get ahead of the fire from the moment we arrived.
Employees of the company also rushed to the scene to see the damage for themselves, although for many, it was a tough thing to watch.
It's scary. It's my job, it's my career, a lot of people's career. It's scary.
It's horrible. It's our work. We're a close-knit group of guys.
With the intense heat and the bitter taste of smoke in the air, those battling the fire tired quickly.
Our main concern is because of the heat, the radiant heat, and because of the temperature of the day, we are trying to rotate our men quickly. We also have an RTA bus out here to bring them back there to cool them off quickly.
But finally, after nearly 3 hours of fighting the fire, the black smoke gave way to white smoke, and the job was nearly done. And the cause of this blaze is still under investigation, and that will likely be the case for the next several days. But I'm fortunate enough now to be joined by New Orleans Fire Chief Charles Parent. And you were talking to me earlier, this was an extremely difficult fire to contain. Explain that to me, please.
It had a heavy fire load. They had a lot of lumber, a lot of sawdust within the building, and it created a lot of radiant heat. So buildings that were across the street from the original fire building were threatened by fire because of the radiant heat.
And this was extremely dangerous for the firefighters themselves.
It was because of the radiant heat. Also, it's a pretty warm night, so we monitored the guys, made sure they didn't suffer from any kind of heat exhaustion. We rotated them pretty regular and got fluids with them as quickly as we possibly could.
Current status of the fire?
Current status, we're about to put it under control. We have it contained to the original fire building. It didn't spread to the large buildings behind it. So we have a pretty good handle on it right now.
Good deal. Thank you very much, Chief. I appreciate your time. I know that you're very busy. So once again, there you have it. We're told that a fire watch will be left here overnight to keep an eye on these things, to make sure that somebody's here to extinguish any flare-ups. But at this point, no one was injured, and the fire does appear to be under control. That is the latest from Gentilly tonight. I'm Josh McKelvin, Eyewitness News Night Watch. Back to you.
All right, Josh, thanks very much. And about the same time, New Orleans police found a man murdered in Central City. A 34-year-old man was found shot several times in the 2800 block of South Robertson. Right now, no suspects or motive. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at the number on the bottom of your screen.
How did a New Orleans clerical worker bank $1.2 million from Social Security? According to the feds, she used her job at the Social Security Administration in Tarrytown to steal more than $1 million from the government over the past 11 years. 47-year-old Margaret McGinnis allegedly created 37 fake identities, which she plugged into the system as legitimate beneficiaries. Then investigators say she routed the money to her bank accounts and those of unnamed co-conspirators.
Unfortunately, the cases like this are not that unique. I think what makes this case important is the amount of money that was allegedly taken by this individual. I mean, $1.2 million is a lot of money for a single individual who's involved in a clerical job to take.
The feds say their investigation is ongoing.
Louisiana State Department of Transportation may now take steps to stop flooding on Clearview Parkway in the Elmwood area. Monday's flooding in the area trapped drivers and washed into buildings. It's the latest example of a drainage problem that parish and state officials have discussed but failed to fix for 30 years. Now Jefferson's president and emergency management director say the State Department of Transportation indicates it's prepared to do something about the problem.
They're indicating that, well, perhaps we can now come back and raise the roadway for a relatively cheap price and at least begin to address this while we look for a long-term solution.
We should look at raising the elevation up to 10 inches of Clearview immediately. That would cost about $500,000. The state surely has access to those kind of funds.
The parish president says he will also propose retention ponds as a short-term measure when state and parish officials meet to talk about finally fixing the flooding problem on Tuesday.
Some folks in Central City received a special visit from Mayor Ray Nagin tonight. Nagin was out knocking on doors, personally inviting people to tomorrow's Central City Community Forum. He says the meeting will be informative and will address the concerns of the people in the neighborhood. The forum will be held from 9 till noon at the Allie Mae Williams Community Center on Jackson Avenue.
A state takeover of at least one Orleans Parish public school is certain to happen. During a parent forum at Six Flags today, Superintendent Anthony Amato says early results from the LEAP and Iowa tests show students did improve, but not enough. Capto Middle School in Gentilly is one of the 14 schools targeted for a takeover, which Amato says could soon be in control of UNO.
So far, from what I've understood, only one proposal from UNO has been accepted as a proposal that will make a difference in the school, and that proposal will be going forward, according to the state, this August.
Before anything becomes final, the State Department of Education and the Board of Elementary and Secondary Education has to sign off on UNO's proposal. If approved, UNO will start running Capto Middle School July 1st.
Overseas, another day of intense fighting in Iraq. American tanks fired shells and heavy machine guns in Najaf today, the heart of cleric Muqtada al-Sadr's stronghold. Gunfire is said to have damaged a holy shrine, which prompted calls for revenge. Heavy fighting also took place in Karbala, and large explosions could be heard in Baghdad just before dawn. Meantime, family and friends held a special memorial today for Nick Berg, the American beheaded in Iraq. About 500 people attended the memorial in his hometown of Philadelphia. One family friend described the service as full of tears and some laughs, and added that he left feeling that Berg was somewhat of a martyr.
Coming up next on Night Watch. One North Shore girl sets out to follow a dream, and her ambition vaults her to the top of her sport.
And can this face smoothing cream actually work better than Regenerist? Find out in Wrinkle Free Friday.
Even though the flood watch is to our west, we could still see some heavy rains. I'll tell you when coming up in weather.
When it comes to traffic, some drivers make up their own rules. And during rush hour at this congested I-10 Causeway exit, it's often a free-for-all.
It's asking for an accident. You know, it's dangerous.
People don't know how to merge. They don't know how to brake. They don't know how to use their turn signals.
Lack of blinkers, pulling out in front of me.
Is it just rude driving or a moving violation worth ticketing? Jill Hazu catches drivers crossing the line. Monday at 10 on Channel 4.
Gumbo? Oh, yeah. Here's how y'all go. Head down by the riverside. You'll see a giant bear eating a man. You go bump with it, bump, and you see old dead stinking fish. Gonna be a dog there, be foaming at the mouth. There y'all are.
Sometimes the road to adventure is paved. The 245 horsepower all-wheel drive Nissan Murano.
Forgot to warn about that hot sauce.
It's more than the dawn of a new day. It's the rise of a new era. On majestic Napoleon Avenue, life is winning. Outright winning. This is the New Orleans Cancer Institute, where doctors pioneer ways to attack cancer, where advanced technology targets tumors touching nothing else, and where the singular focus is to ensure that life goes on. You have a positive choice. The New Orleans Cancer Institute at Memorial Medical Center.
I'm George W. Bush, and I approve this message.
John Kerry's economic record? Troubling. Kerry voted to increase taxes on Social Security benefits. And he voted against giving small businesses tax credits to buy health care for employees. Kerry even supported raising taxes on gasoline, 50 cents a gallon. Now John Kerry's plan will raise taxes by at least $900 billion his first 100 days in office. And that's just his first 100 days.
Gimme the Mic, a hot new local singing competition wants to make you a star. Weekend auditions May 15th and 16th from 10 to 3 at North Shore Square Mall, Slidell, Hammond Square Mall, Southland Mall, Homa, and WWL-TV 1024 North Rampart Street. Call or visit WWL-TV.com.
The words hard work don't scare one Slidell teen. For the past 13 years, she's worked at becoming one of the best gymnasts in the country, bringing her skills all the way to Nebraska.
But could there be Olympic dreams in Christy Esposito's future? Juan Kincaid shows us in tonight's Sportrait.
It was very exciting. I wasn't expecting to go out there and do as much or as well as I did, so it was very exciting. Just to get to help my team get as far as we did, and the individual part of it was great too. It was just a side, so it was a great year.
Three-time junior national team?
Yes.
Is that the highlight when you list the highlights in your career? Is that the highlight, do you think?
I think so, yes. Placing in the top 4 in your age division in level 10 and making that is one of the highlights, yeah.
Okay, so you do so well at junior national team. Why not try to make senior national team, you know, and everything comes with that, the chance to be in the Olympic Games?
Right. I just never, my dream has always been just college scholarship and get school paid for and get my education and have fun doing gymnastics with it. But to get to the Olympics or do the senior elite and all that stuff, I would need to be homeschooled per se and just spend a lot more time in the gym than I do now and have less of a life than I had before, but college has just been my goal from the beginning.
Being the best, and you've been the best here for a long time, you know, what sacrifices have you had to make as far as maybe a social life?
I've had to miss out on things here and there, maybe some dances or, you know, spring breaks. I never really got to go on one of those, but I mean, it was always in the middle of season and I needed to be in here working out and training for the big competitions, so all the sacrifices were definitely worth it. I don't want to complain, but there were things that I did miss out on.
How much did the fact that you missed a lot of time with your friends, did that really kind of single out who your real friends were?
I think they knew how much gymnastics meant to me and how dedicated I was to this, and so they stuck by me. They would come to my competitions, the close ones, when they could, so it really showed me who was really there for me.
If you had to do it all over again, would you go the same route, do exactly the same thing? Would you change things?
I don't think I would change anything. I think I've needed to go through all, just small obstacles that I've gone through to get this far. And I don't think if I would have done that, I would be the same person or gymnast that I am today. So I wouldn't change anything.
You see yourself as a role model, obviously.
I do.
Got a lot of kids looking up to you. They always come to you for advice. So what do you tell them?
Tell them just to have fun with it. Don't take anything too seriously. Gymnastics is just one part of your life. I mean, you need to have the friends and have, be able to socialize and go out and do all that stuff and then get, good grades and education because that's what's going to take you far. but just have fun with gymnastics and just try to do your best.
As for the future, Christy wants to graduate and teach elementary school and maybe one day coach gymnastics, and she certainly has all the experience.
Wow. Absolutely, a little inspiration and so young already. Well, ladies and men, we're going to have the story about that highly anticipated anti-wrinkle cream coming up just around the corner. But first, Carl's going to tell us about our chances for a good weekend.
Yeah, it looks like we might have at least one day better than the other, because tomorrow still looks like we're going to have a pretty good chance of rain, as the rain just to our west is moving in our direction now. Take a look at the flood watch from Tangipahoa Parish on westward through tonight. That may be extended tomorrow morning. We'll have to wait and see. But here's live pinpoint Doppler radar. We're going to spend some time and show you what's going on radar. You can see this line now. It was in Baton Rouge, in that area, all day long today. There has been now some eastward movement now towards Tangipahoa Parish. And you can see still a lot of the movement is generally from south to north, but the whole area has shifted just a little bit. We'll show you what's going on now. You can see approaching Tangipahoa Parish now, I-55. You can see just getting ready to cross the parish line from Kentwood. A pretty decent line of thunderstorms here. No severe thunderstorm warnings are up right now for any of this area. So that is so far some good news. Now, I'm going to plot the 1-hour rainfall totals here, and you can see some of the thunderstorms are dropping a quick 2.5 to 3 inches of rainfall in some of the places just to our west. I want to go back a little bit towards the west and show you the storm totals from today across areas like Baton Rouge and New Roads. You can see some of this rainfall has been in the form of 6 to 8 inches, so they've definitely had the problems with the system stalling earlier today. As we head farther south, you can see the rain approaching the river parishes. You can see from Donaldsonville a pretty soggy evening right now, but not too much in the city of New Orleans. We've had a little bit in the way of some light rain from time to time passing on through. And the final stop down south, you can see a line of showers and isolated thunderstorms drifting towards the north. Not a lot in our area yet, but that may change a little later on tonight. Here is the front right now. This is the front that was stalled to our west. It is now shifting eastward a little bit, and we're going to show you precision cast later on at midnight. The area of thunderstorms getting very closer to us. Watch what happens overnight as we go through the morning hours. It shifts over us, so I think after midnight, the area is going to start moving over us, and by tomorrow morning daybreak and 7 o'clock, it's going to be over our area, so you may wake up to a lot of rain. So in the morning, a 60% chance for showers and thunderstorms. By the afternoon hours, with the front in our area and some heating, rain chances could be up to 70% for showers and thunderstorms, and depending on where the front eventually lies and stalls, we could see some training effect, so the rain could fall over the same area through the afternoon hours and into the evening. And then by Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, I think we'll see those rain chances come down to 30%. So scattered showers and thunderstorms tonight moving in. Some downpours could be around upper 60s to low 70s for your lows. For tomorrow, we're looking at scattered showers and thunderstorms again, some heavy downpours again possible. So the flood watch may be extended eastward by tomorrow morning when we wake up. Temperatures in the lower 80s. Your pinpoint 7-day forecast shows the chance of rain high for tomorrow, but Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, 20 to 30% chance for isolated showers and thunderstorms as those high temperatures continue to climb for next week. The fishing pick, Frank says, head around to Port Sulphur for the speckled trout and the redfish. Maybe a little rough tomorrow because of the weather, maybe a better day on Sunday.
All right, thanks, Carl.
Thank you.
As baby boomers age, they're searching for the perfect wrinkle cream, and doctors are responding by making what's already on the shelves even better.
And the latest update to a proven wrinkle fighter is being created right here in New Orleans. Medical reporter Meg Ferris explains in tonight's Wrinkle-Free Friday report.
It's the new buzzword in cosmeceuticals, lipopeptides. Remember that ingredient in Strivectin and oil of Olay Regenerist that got everyone excited? Doctors say it sends messages to the skin cells to build new collagen and fill in wrinkles. Well, right in the New Orleans area, at a company called Biosyn, skin experts are researching the next generation of those lipopeptides and say what's come out is a quantum leap in wrinkle-fighting technology.
They have more oomph for the same amount. The effects you have with Regenerist can be produced at a 200 to 300% increase in the effect at the same type of cost with these newer peptides.
He says that these newer lipopeptides can help skin cells make more growth factor and more antioxidants. and that will help fight wrinkles.
That works in the lab, and it's working on test subjects, so it's now going into the marketplace.
So why are growth factor and antioxidants so important? Well, antioxidants, like vitamins A, C, and E, mop up the destructive waste products called free radicals that are caused by the sun, smoking, pollution, and just breathing. That is why doctors recommend using these vitamins every morning before you put on your sunscreen. And as for growth factor, as you age, you have less. But if your body could make more growth hormones, it could stimulate more collagen to grow and fill in wrinkles. Dermatologists say, in theory, this sounds like a good idea for turning back skin damage, but they have questions.
Making growth factor in your skin would help in making your epidermis, which is the outer layer of the skin, much smoother, and might actually help you to develop better blood supply to your skin, perhaps even make more collagen. But so far, I've never seen anything that would do that.
This would be a very exciting breakthrough because, again, it is messaging your body to do things on a positive note in your skin. However, this is extremely new technology. I think that the consumer would do well to sit back and wait.
But Dr. Owen believes in these new generation lipopeptides that took years to develop. He says formulas developed in Biosyn labs are already being sold in doctors' offices in Europe under the label Agira RX. And he says not only do these formulas help make antioxidants and growth factor, some help produce better results when used after microdermabrasion or a chemical peel. And while those powerful creams made in our own backyard are 6 months away from being sold here, he says there are Agira over-the-counter products that contain some of the same ingredients being sold in New Orleans now. But in the meantime, dermatologists say most people are missing the opportunity to get all these skin benefits naturally every day. Exercise increases human growth hormone and helps your skin fight wrinkles. And so does taking vitamins and eating green leafy vegetables and oranges. Those load you up on the antioxidants from the inside. And doctors say if you already use the proven top wrinkle fighter, like Retin-A type creams, using it with this new breakthrough will put you ahead of the game when it comes to being wrinkle-free. For Wrinkle-Free Fridays, I'm Meg Ferris.
Well, there's still much more ahead on Night Watch. Some areas of town may not have water service this weekend. Find out if you'll be affected.
Plus, see why you have extra time to get your state income taxes filed.
Tonight's Pinpoint Weather Forecast has been sponsored by LAS Enterprises Hurricane and Storm Shutters.
It's time to turn it up. Announcing the Lincoln Mercury SUV Drive-Away with just announced savings on all our luxury SUVs. The bold Lincoln Navigator, the midsize Lincoln Aviator, and the versatile Mercury Mountaineer with an available power moonroof. Save on select Lincoln and Mercury SUVs with 0% APR for 60 months and up to $1,500 cash back, or just announced up to $5,000 cash back during the SUV Drive-Away only at your Lincoln Mercury dealer.
Introducing Sprint PCS Video Mail. Just shoot it and send it instantly. Now get a Sprint PCS Vision video phone for $149.99. Sprint PCS. Now that's better.
It's Toyota's nationwide sales drive at your Toyota dealer, featuring a crowd-pleasing car selection, outstanding quality, and amazing values. 2004 Corolla, a Consumer's Digest Best Buy, now with $750 rebates. Bottom line, 0% financing, or buy Corolla for just $169 a month. $750 rebates, 0% or $169 a month buys Corolla. The race is on. Don't miss this event. Toyota's nationwide sales drive at your Toyota dealer now.
If you've waited to the last minute to get a new suit, we offer 24-hour tailoring upon request. So relax, we got you covered. Men's Warehouse. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Does this hole look like it's worth 25 grand? You're right, it's not. Before you dig, call Louisiana One Call at 800-272-3020. It's the law.
Silverado from Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Silverado half-ton extended cab has more maximum payload than Ford F-150 Super Crew. And right now, you can get $3,500 total cash back or 0% APR financing for qualified buyers on Chevy Silverado half-ton extended cab. Chevy Silverado. Turn the key. Start a revolution. See your Super Chevy dealer.
You still have a few more days to file your state income taxes. Because May 15th falls on a Saturday, which is tomorrow, the deadline is now Monday, May 17th. The Louisiana Department of Revenue says 1.4 million returns have been filed so far. They're expecting another 300,000.
People in the lakefront neighborhood may be without water sometime this weekend. That's because the Sewage and Water Board crews will be repairing fire hydrants and several water main valves. Officials say homes and businesses may be without water sometime either Saturday or Sunday between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Again, the service interruption will affect only the lakefront area.
A huge Supreme Court victory tonight for gay couples in Massachusetts. The court today refused to block same-sex marriages. Despite an appeal, the justices ruled that the Massachusetts state constitution allows gay couples to marry. The ceremonies are set to begin on Monday.
Still ahead, the local schools try to go 3 for 3 in the Class 5A baseball tournament.
That's right. The Elite Eight is now the Final Four here at Zephyr Field in the state baseball championships. I'm Washington K. We'll recap the nightcap between Destrehan and West Monroe. Next in sports.
The Andersons here want to find the perfect SUV for their family, and their timing couldn't be better, because right now Ford's offering the best deal ever around here on these two SUVs right here. Now Explorer and Expedition come with 0% APR for 5 years plus $2,000 total cash back, or $4,000 total cash back when you finance through Ford Credit. That's 0% APR plus $2,000 cash back, or $4,000 cash back on Explorer or Expedition. So hurry to your local Southern Quality Ford dealer, right there.
We could build thousands of new schools or hire 1 million new teachers. We could make sure every child has insurance. Instead, under George Bush, America is alone, spending tens of billions to rebuild Iraq with no plan for success. After 3 years, when is George Bush going to start taking care of America? Shouldn't America be a top priority?
During the GMC Truck Fest, get incredible offers on the only trucks and SUVs engineered to be first, best, and only. Hurry in during Truck Fest for $1,000 bonus cash, plus 0% APR for 60 months for qualified buyers on a wide selection of GMCs. See the pros at your professional-grade GMC dealers.
Applebee's new Honey Barbecue Baby Back Ribs have got everybody talking.
I want to talk about meat, want to talk about fire, want to talk about barbecue on my me-my. What I eat, what I like, what I know, what I want to see.
Applebee's new Barbecue Baby Back Ribs. Talk about good.
But for ribs like these, I want to talk Applebee's.
Eating good in the neighborhood.
Take your luxury accommodations with you. See Lexus of New Orleans.
Wildcats on a roll.
They have been up until now. The Destrehan Wildcats took a 31-game winning streak into the state quarterfinals tonight against West Monroe. Juan Kincaid has the story of that game and the rest of the day's action live at Zephyr Field. Juan?
Well, Jim, you know Destrehan would gladly get back one of those 31 straight wins here at Zephyr Field tonight if they could get one here at Zephyr Field against the West Monroe team that was very, very good tonight. But Destrehan's bats really struggled against West Monroe. A 31-game win streak and your undefeated ace on the hill. Destrehan couldn't have asked for anything more in tonight's quarterfinal game against West Monroe, except for a little more run support for Andrew Lazaire. The Cats gave them a 1-0 lead in the third on this RBI single by Bo Jones. But Lazaire began to tire in the bottom of the fifth, and West Monroe took advantage. Bases loaded for Jacob Brister, and he rips the base knock, scoring 2, giving the Rebels the 3-1 lead. The Cats closed the deficit to a run in the 6th and had a chance to tie it in the 7th, but with 2 on and 2 out, Tyrone Weathers can't produce, and West Monroe upsets Destrehan 3-2 and will face Jesuit tomorrow at 1:30 in the semifinals.
We set goals, and that was the one, you know, and we didn't reach it, but certainly we're proud of them. They had a tremendous year, and we're real happy with the way they played, and they battled tonight right to the end. We're swinging for the win, and as long as you do that, you know, sometimes you get them and sometimes you can't, and that's part of baseball.
So West Monroe hang on for the victory, 3-2 upsetting Destrehan, the final on that one. Jesuit a 16-8 winner over Acadiana, so it's going to be Jesuit and then West Monroe tomorrow at 1:30 in the semifinal. On the other side, Rummel over Central Lafourche 2-0. They'll get Santa Mon, which beat Denham Springs earlier today, 2-1 the final in that game. So it's going to be Rummel and Santa Mon tomorrow morning at 10:30. The final for the 5A championship tomorrow night at 7:30 right here at Zephyr Field. Live at Zephyr Field, I'm Juan Kincaid, Eyewitness Sports, Night Watch. Jim?
Okay, Juan, thank you very much. We're talking about college baseball as well tonight. LSU was postponed by that rain against Vanderbilt. Tulane knocks off St. Louis 10-3. UNO wins in 10, 7-6. Regulation wasn't nearly enough for the Pistons and the Nets tonight in Game 5 of their Eastern Semi. After 4 one-sided games, this was anything but. Nets should have won it in regulation. Couldn't hit clutch free throws. That allowed Chauncey Billups a chance to tie it at the end of regulation, and he does with this free banker. It went to a third overtime. Both sides depleted by fouls, and Brian Scalabrine is the unlikely hero. 4 of 4 from three-point range. This makes it 122-118 Nets. They go on to win it in triple overtime, 127-120, to take a 3-2 lead in that series. Out west, right now, it's Minnesota 44 and Sacramento 36 in the third quarter. The LSU basketball coaching staff is getting a raise, and it'll be up to head coach John Brady how much of it he wants to share. Brady will get $50,000. If he kept it all, his salary would go from $675,000 to $725,000. But he's hiring a pair of assistants and says most of that money will go to them. Brady's salary is in the lower echelon for SEC men's basketball coaches. There'll be a field of 10 for tomorrow's running of the Preakness, but most of the handicappers only have eyes for one of them, Kentucky Derby winner Smarty Jones. The unbeaten colt is a 6-5 favorite, and his people could hardly be more confident.
The maturity process with him has been so picture perfect that you wonder, you know, when's something going to go wrong.
In soccer, Memphis beats the Shell Shockers 1-0. Don't forget Jim Haslett on 4th Down on 4 Sunday night.
All right, thanks, Jim.
That's our news for now. Thanks for watching.
Have a great weekend.
In recent tests, the Mitsubishi Endeavor beat the Honda Pilot in accident avoidance. And during May, when you buy a new Endeavor, it comes with 3 years of free scheduled maintenance. The Honda doesn't. But if you already own one, that's okay. We take trade-ins. Triple Diamond Days. Buy an Endeavor before June 1st and get $2,000 factory cash back. You'll also get 3 years free scheduled maintenance. And as always, a 10-year warranty on an SUV you actually want to drive. Hurry, Mitsubishi's Triple Diamond Days end soon.
Harrah's New Orleans has the best gaming, the finest dining. And now, at our new multi-million-dollar theater, Harrah's has Earl Turner Live. Don't miss the energy, the entertainment, the excitement of Earl Turner Live. But you don't describe the Earl Turner experience. You go and see him for yourself. Nightly only at Harrah's. Call 533-6600 or visit harrahs.com.
Going to the right place makes all the difference in the world.
Think you have to shop at high-price specialty stores to get quality flooring or at home centers for low prices? At the Floor Place, you can get both.
I want quality, I want value, I won't compromise.
You don't have to compromise because at the Floor Place, we shop the mills for truckload specials on quality carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate and pass the savings on to you. If you're someone who wants it all, hurry in today.
It was a great experience. I love that place.
The Floor Place. Fabulous floors for less.
Ask your veterinarian about Advantage, the most effective monthly flea control. It's the fastest draw in town. Advantage, don't give fleas a fighting chance.
Why's the new Malibu LT such a great value? It has a standard 200 horsepower V6 engine with better fuel economy than a comparably equipped Camry and Accord. And it has exclusive features you can't get on either one. And the fact that Malibu's thousands less, well, we're kind of surprised you're still sitting there. Chevy Malibu. Turn the key and start a revolution.
See your Super Chevy dealer.
From New York, the greatest city in the world.